This is a very beautiful testimony that I don't want us to miss. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the show. This is Jenga Njeru. Now, on this show, we pair men and women for the sake of marriage. And one of the greatest moments that we all have is when men and women have been matched successfully. It so happens that out of maybe 10 people that we post, 8 of them must get matches. How does that happen? Because this show is predominantly made up of singles. And when we post them, unless maybe you are so choosy, or maybe you didn't get a match that resonated with what you wanted, which you are allowed to try again, chances are very high that you'll get a match. When I was starting this show, I was being asked the question of whether one can get a match at 50, one can get a match at 60. But the truth of the matter is that people in their 80s and 70s are still getting matches on our show. And we can only thank God because it's a beautiful experience. It's very encouraging. And the story of Johnson and Elizabeth, is one of the most intriguing, beautiful testimonies that we've had on our show. Some of the people who laughed off when I posted Elizabeth are surprised because, you see, as fate could have it, everyone must have a match. Whatever you're looking for is also looking for you. I want to encourage as many as of those who feel like maybe age has caught up with them. I want to encourage somebody who maybe thinks that they are too old. I've seen even women as young as 40, men as young as 50, saying that their die is cast and they have to hang the boots. Nothing can be further from the truth. If you want to fish, you have to go where there is abundance of water. I have told you that this show is predominantly made up of singles. And to the number that we are boasting of, 100,000 plus, and more than 40,000 here on YouTube, those people are different, and those audiences are mostly singles, or at least they know somebody who is single, or they have an interest in what we do. And that's why we have never tried to diversify. Every other time we wanted to bring something on this show, we stuck to the plan, and the plan has always been to bring people together for the sake of marriage. We educate them through our podcast. We share nuggets of wisdom because to be enlightened is very important. We always say that to be informed is to be transformed, and to be uninformed is to be deformed. Now, the story of Johnson versus Elizabeth is a very beautiful love story. She was approached by very many people when we posted her, but she chose Johnson, and they are happy to respond. They are happy to report that it was not a letdown. They are happy to report that love is a beautiful thing. How does it feel when you have lived all your life? You have never been married, and while you still thought and you still had the thoughts of getting married, a show like this pops up. You decide to share responsibility with God because faith is sharing responsibility with God. You cannot just have passive faith. Faith has to be backed up by action. And one of the actions is placing yourself strategically for impact. And impact is something like this. You can maybe choose to be posted like Elizabeth, and people like Johnson will approach you, and then you can choose because you become the boss. When we post people, they are now on the choosing end. They become the bosses and they are the ones calling the shots. They say this one yes, this one no. If you ask everyone we have ever posted on this show, hakuna mtu amewahi kosa kupigiwa simu, hakuna mtu hata mmoja amewahi kosa kuandikiwa. It is that maybe if somebody didn't get a match, maybe they did not get exactly what they were looking for. And one of the things I'll tell you, repeat here for a million times, is that you will never find a perfect partner. Perfect partners do not exist. Even alone in marriage, even in business, perfect people don't exist. You are not perfect either. People decide to compromise. People decide to tolerate. People decide to close an eye. People decide to let it pass. Okay? Otherwise, you can never find a perfect partner. And something else I want to share as a secret is there are people who can put you off because they don't want to brag. I have seen men who come on this show and pretend they were poor. Even women, they pretended to be poor. However, they wanted people to love them for who they were, not because of what they had. And there are people you tell that you are not very good financially, unakula block. The next time you cannot see your profile photo. Why? Because they blocked you. Okay? And this is not a business avenue, ladies and gentlemen. If you're looking for money, you can look for work. This is where men and women are paired for marriage. Everything else is immaterial because, one, if you look for a man or a woman who is stable, you have to be stable. Okay? And number two, you cannot give what you don't have. So if a candidate is not as wealthy as you wanted, you can just let them go. Because at the end of the day, maybe that person is not exactly what you're looking for. But what I can advocate, go on dates, meet people, okay? And you cannot drop the basic safety rules of a relationship. Sometimes there are people you will meet and they don't know how to express themselves. Maybe I have a few candidates here, and speaking humanly, they don't know how to express themselves. They are not very broke. You cannot even call them broke. You cannot call them poor. But those people are doing so well. And they are doing well than people who reject them just because they don't know how to express themselves. And that is also a weakness we have noted with some of the people. And that is why we are here to advocate for them. Are we together? So this video is an appreciation and a show of our sincere congratulations to Johnson and Elizabeth. Moving forward, we will be bringing them on the show, both of them, to testify. They have grown children. Elizabeth is 64 and the husband now is 66. What a beautiful experience. Love is a beautiful thing. And they are now torn between, you see, Elizabeth had her home and Johnson had her home. So they are torn between either buying a new place, building it, but in the meantime, they are spending time at Mr. Johnson's home. What a beautiful experience. I'm glad that I'll be hosting them on the show, both of them. Also, considering their age, there are so many things we can learn from them. And it's always a beautiful experience to learn from other people, even to learn from the mistakes they made in the past and things like that. So if you are there, you are single and searching, this marathon that started today on the 22nd of March 2025, going all the way to the 22nd of April 2025, that 1 month window, we hope to post as many people as possible, to give as many people as possible a platform, and who knows, maybe their marriages will be born out of this experience. And maybe next year we will be having marriages. Towards the middle of the year, we will be having testimonies. Towards the end of the year, we will be having testimonies. Congratulations. Even if you are a silent follower, at least you can wish our couple congratulations on the comment section, and we can only wish them well. Until then, this is Njenga Njeru. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like this video, and leave a comment. I'll see you in the next video.